Hello.
Hello.
Right.
We have returned.
Yes.
Another meeting.
Yes. Joe,
Yes.
did you notice today that there was no internet for a bit?
No, I didn't.
No? Okay.
No.
So we were working and suddenly there was no internet. And this has been something that has happened quite a bit on the job recently. But this time it was not our fault or router's fault or whatever. No. It was the provider. And then we checked. There's like a website where you can check the providers when there's when there's stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't very long. It was probably like 15 to 20 minutes or something. The whole country, every provider in the whole country had problems.
I haven't noticed.
No, as I said, it was fairly short. But there were problems reported everywhere, all over the country, from every single provider at the same time. I don't know what that means. It was weird to me.
Around what time?
I don't know, the afternoon somewhere, like probably around 2, maybe 1:30.
No, I didn't. It could have been that it was around. If it was around lunch, then it could have been. No, wait. No, it was on my phone the entire time during lunch.
Actually, maybe it was, but well, it was weird because there was Wi-Fi. There just was no internet.
Oh, that like the notification connected without internet?
No. It didn't even give me that notification. It just didn't load anything.
Huh, weird.
Yes. So that happened today. I don't know if it means anything. I don't know if I don't know. Could be an attack of some kind. I don't know.
Why would it be an attack of some kind? Why would you want to attack the Netherlands of all countries?
I don't know.
Like, what do we have?
I guess because we provide a lot. But I don't know. The best I could come up with, like, or maybe something just broke somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, that was my thing. What next?
Well, the quality of Dutch public transport, probably. Because on Friday, I was on the way to work on Friday as well as on Monday next week. I was delayed by 20 minutes on Friday. Because of course. And 5 minutes on Monday. The reason being, single track. And the train from the other side was delayed. Which meant we couldn't go on that piece of track because we would then go head on with another train. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That is a dumb decision. So they saved the material and saved the train and saved the passengers by just not doing specifically that. And I've been and they're starting to really check tickets these days. Like a month ago they didn't. In the last couple of weeks they've just been almost every day. You have the conductor walking through the train, just asking for tickets, and they give your card or ticket and they scan it and they're like, oh, you're good. Or you're sitting in first class with a second class ticket, go away. because yeah, that is not allowed. Which makes it all the more fun to, as a teen, sit in first class with a valid ticket.
Yes.
Because you always have those, you know, mainly like elder people, you know, that think, oh, you are not allowed to be here because, well, you're young, and they think, well, you know, oh, how are you in first class? Are you don't have the money, or you're not supposed to be interested in this.
Would you not be interested in traveling first class?
Yeah, at least every time you are sitting first class and they do like check tickets, even the conductors are sometimes like, ooh, we got one, boys, we have one that doesn't have a valid ticket. And then you have one, and then they just smile and say, have a good trip.
You can do the Uno reverse.
It basically is Uno reverse. You're basically saying, you thought I was here you thought I wasn't being legal, but I am. Suck it. I'm just gonna sit here now. Which,
yeah.
It's even funnier if you're eating food.
I have a valid ticket.
It's even funnier when you're eating food. Because then you're eating.
Yeah.
And especially if you're with multiple people and eating. If you're with friends. Because then you're creating some noise.
Yeah.
Which... You're not being quiet in first class? How dare you?
Hey, it's not a silent one, so actually wait, is first class?
Partially.
No.
It is partially silent.
No.
Most of it is... Well, technically most of it is silent. At least depending on what type of train you have, of course.
Yeah.
Because you have multiple kinds of trains here in the Netherlands. I could name them all, but I'm not going to. Or should I do it?
No, I think we're good.
You don't want me to do an autism and list all trains?
Look, I gave you one train on your desk.
Yes.
That's all you're getting.
Aw. Unless I draw them myself. Because
I guess
then
I can't really help that, other than whenever I'm recording, they're not there.
Unless I share the file with you. Improved.
Yes, and I can just choose not to use it.
Yeah, but why would you want to do that? That will cause inconsistencies. Do you want inconsistencies in between meetings?
No, I would rather not.
Yeah, so then you put the trains on there.
So don't so don't use the trains.
I used to train in real life a lot anyway. Because here in Netherlands, it is a way easier way of travel. Next to no problems. Or at least you're supposed to have next to no problems. I said supposed to. Trains sometimes do get cancelled. Or there is suddenly maintenance somewhere. You have a little bit of... like... So a train that breaks down, track that breaks down. You know, all the things that can go wrong with trains. So yeah. As well as just, you know, delays which make you miss transfers. But apart from that, the Dutch are pretty good at trains. And I've also been to one of the smallest stations we have in the Netherlands this weekend. Because me and a friend went to a hotel because we basically made a tradition of that. If there's a good deal on one of the Fletcher hotels here, we go there just for fun. And the train station we left at was just single track, one platform, no screens to indicate anything at all. It was just, you will see when the next train arrives. And the train tracks weren't even electrified. They still ran with diesel trains. Which is rare here in the Netherlands because most of the countries runs fully electric. Yeah, that's what happens when you travel towards the east, where there's basically nothing. The distribution within the Netherlands is kind of scuffed. You have everybody near the coast, and the further you go inland, the less people you'll see.
Yes.
Which means the less train you'll see. Because they're simply not necessary. Yeah. That platform is also small as well. It's basically a two-part train with a little bit of diesel power unit in between. And that was the train.
Right. Anyway. Did anything else happen this week? I feel like there was, and I forgot about it, but I don't... Well, I forgot.
Well, we always have the carrot that's in an office, also known as Trump.
Did something happen again?
We have the Gulf of America now.
The what?
We have the Gulf of America now.
What is that?
If you go on Google Maps, they've changed the Gulf of Mexico.
Wait, really?
Well, yes and no. If you go on Google Maps and you go towards there, you will see that it has two names. The main name is still Gulf of Mexico, but as soon as you look into like the name underneath, between brackets, it says Gulf of America. They've kind of did the double name standard thing to make sure that both names are being seen as valid. Which is stupid because it's still the Gulf of Mexico. Like, unless everybody can unanimously decide it needs a name change, or you have a majority vote, then it goes through. That's how things work, right? If you're voting. But this is just the US doing its own little shitty thing.
Don't worry, Americans, we love you.
Do we though?
If they...
Well, most of them.
Well...
Or from the stupid ones.
Define the stupid ones.
The ones that lack... The ones that just straight up lack brain cells.
No comments.
Which can be a lot of them, but doesn't have to be. There are still enough smart people left there, they're just not in power because they've kind of been put away by the people that are not so smart and just have money. Because apparently, in this economy, money is everything.
I mean, are brains necessary, Jules?
They kind of are.
Well, I'm currently attempting to make an AI to do the thinking for me, at least when it comes to planning.
Yeah, but that's because you lack the skills. It has nothing
Wait, I
to
just
do.
realized I still need to make that planning for our school for the internship.
Oh yeah.
Can I
You're
get
over
an AI
halfway.
to me? Probably not, actually.
Well, what's the planning actually for? You can always make the planning afterwards and just think, oh yeah, I did that until around that time and that until
Well,
around that time.
that is very true.
You can always plan afterwards. It sounds dumb to say that, but it is actually true. You can always just plan afterwards and deal with the consequences. I mean, I'm almost to the drawing part, where I can actually make the 2D drawings.
I already did that.
Yeah, but my project was significantly larger, in my opinion.
It probably was.
I mean, I got to deal with dumb things like water.
Yeah. Well, technically I do too. But the only thing that really matters for me is water levels.
Yeah, same for me, but I also have to deal with corrosion resistance.
Yeah, I don't.
Because my shit is going offshore. Which is basically a big word for saying far of coast. Which means it has to get extreme corrosion resistance. Like multiple coatings. And all that for a bunch of floating solar panels. In my opinion, it's kind of a stupid project, but it's the hand I've been dealt, so there's nothing I can really do about it at this point.
You chose the company.
After 27 other companies said no.
Well, that's fair.
I had no other choice. Otherwise, I would have had to delay my internship. And that would have been not fun at all if I had to actually delay it, giving me less time to deal with it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I haven't really done a lot within the first bit, so I'm kind of doing the thing of not really doing a lot in the beginning and then doing everything after like the halfway point. It's not a good thing, but it's kind of working. To the point where it's, yeah. And also I may lack a little bit of support at the company. Like I am the intern there. They're like, oh well, it's just the intern. We don't have to give it a lot of attention. Like at previous companies, they would check upon me multiple times a day, like, hey, or at least once a day, like, what are you doing? Which I feel like you should do with an intern. Asking them daily, like, what are you doing? Or what are you going to do?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
they're not doing...
depends on how important it is what they're doing, I suppose.
Yeah, they're not doing any of that. They're just kind of, yeah, doing whatever. So, now I have to ask the questions. Which I can. I just struggle to do it.
Well, stop struggling.
Easier said than done. Because obviously, like, I know I have to ask the question, but I'm like, am I not bothering them a lot with this by asking the question, which then prevents me from asking the question, which apparently bothers people as well.
Well, then just ask the question.
That is true. But also, apparently they have, like, everybody there is, like, dementia because you asked them a question. Like, could you at some point look at my work? And then they just kind of forget. Or it takes over an hour for them to get to you, even though they're, like, sitting across from you. Which, in my opinion, is a bit of a double-edged sword. I am of the opinion of not going immediately, dropping everything, taking a look. But at least first wrap up what you're doing. Not just spend the next hour doing your work and then thinking, oh, I need to go and actually look at somebody's work to see what they've done, then say they're doing a bunch of shit wrong and letting them do everything or part of it over. Which is how it went multiple times.
I see.
Just, oh yeah, you're doing things wrong. You should probably do it this way, and then I do it that way. And then some other stuff, and that, but now I'm almost done with the design, so I'm just putting in bolts. And I feel like I have an inventor model with over 1,000 parts already. Is that normal? Probably not.
1,000 is a little much.
Yeah, but it consists mostly of beams and, you know, tube and all that stuff. You know, actual parts. And only now am I putting in the nuts, bolts, rings, all that bullshit. You know, the necessary things to make a connection.
Yeah.
And no, I haven't calculated any of those holes yet. I'm just putting stuff in and seeing if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and if it works... I mean, I've also come to the conclusion, do they have to know that I've probably didn't build it according to the standards?
At school?
Does school have to know?
Depends. Can they check?
Well, the thing is, buying those standards is like $300.
Yes.
And it's probably a bunch of dumb rules about, well, safety mostly, but that's just the thing. I already have, like, things like railings on the side that are built at different specs than maybe necessary, but they're still solid. And actually built accordingly, so...
Yeah.
But then I also have to get all the documentation done. I've done the first of 13. I've submitted that for the first time, so... On to the next one we go. I also have to think about actually producing it, because it's going to be mass production, so that means there's going to be an assembly line. Which means more possible design changes, because, well, maybe you can tweak the design to make it less expensive to build. Or to put it onto the assembly line. Then I'm gonna have to ask that question.
Yeah.
which is a bit, it's a bit weird, but alright, what else do we have on the lists? I can already cross off that and that. I mean, if I were to briefly turn back to trains, Germany. Germany had a train accident with a truck.
Right.
The truck was carrying rails. While carrying them across a crossing, it got stuck. A probable high point in itself by having the tracks on a kind of a bump, the truck being long enough to actually get stuck on it. And that resulted in, you know,
Yeah.
some slight trouble.
That makes sense.
It resulted in one death, and that death is seen as a passenger, which gets me confused about how a passenger gets hurt from, you know, how does a passenger get hurt from a train collision? Unless you're walking, then it might actually be because you get thrown around. And those Dutch trains are not spacious. They are a bit cramped. Which, to be fair, they are high-speed trains.
Yes.
And those high-speed trains do run also towards the Netherlands as well. Often with delay because Deutsche Bahn cannot do trains. It is just, let's stop this high-speed train because one locomotive needs to pause. That's their logic. You stop a full high-speed passenger train for just
sometimes that's necessary.
For one locomotive to pause, and then you can continue for 5 minutes. And after you've done that, then you have to stop once again.
Yes.
And that's how you end up with a 15 minutes delay.
Sometimes that's necessary.
And then you come to the Netherlands, and then it's just smooth sailing.
Is it though?
It often is. Like those international trains, the ICE ones, are often depart on time or with a little bit of a delay from the Netherlands, but if they're coming from Germany, they often have a sometimes quite hefty delay.
I see.
And that quite hefty delay can be an hour, if not longer. Imagine an hour of delay just because of like some German train. I mean, there's also the thing of at some point when I was in Germany, you have one train coming from, one train going to the Netherlands, and a train going to the Netherlands, and a train coming from were two different trains. Meaning, well, they could have been the same train. Like the tracks that go through and the type of train were the same. So it could have worked. But no, that to stop at the station, then a train coming from Germany went back to Germany, and a train coming from the Netherlands went back to the Netherlands.
Right.
Causing 24 minutes of delay. And that is a while ago, and it still frustrates me.
That makes sense. Maybe. Actually, no, it doesn't. Joe, why does that still frustrate you?
Because the train that stayed in Germany was on time. So it could have gone on time if they decided to keep the trains going instead of making them turn back.
I see.
Which shows the competence of German train services. Well, technically they did keep the trains on time in Germany. They did do that.
Right.
They just had the Dutch part delayed. Which is kind of fair as well, now that I think about it. Because it kind of shows that they do want their own stuff to be on time rather than keep the international stuff on time.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit of an annoying situation, but there's nothing you can do about it, pretty much. Apart from wait 24 minutes and then deal with it.
I mean, if you want it enough, you can always do something about it, Jules.
You can start walking.
You just gotta believe.
Or steal a train.
Walk.
Which you should not do. We do not condone the stealing of trains.
How the fuck would you steal a train?
Oh, you do need a key. Well, the station where there was a cargo yard right next to it. So technically, it would have been very easy to do it. All you require is just a running cargo locomotive and the key to it.
Right.
And then you're done. That pretty much means that all I have to do is get into it, look up a tutorial on how to run the train, and then run the train. That would be a funny situation. Just hijacking a train and looking up a tutorial for said specific make and model. Just so you can kind of steal a train. Oh, come on. If you can see in the background, I am playing War Thunder and I'm lacking tracks and one track and a barrel. Oh no, my barrel's fixed now. Turns out the peak German tactic of using smoke grenades actually worked. Because apparently it's a peak German thing. Oh, come on. Alright, there's a T-34. Now, if my turret would like to turn, that's my breach. My breach is probably gonna break now. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it's Japanese. Yeah, there's nothing it can do really, apart from being Japanese. Or is Japanese? It can be Japanese.
I don't know.
Oh, and it's now going to... It got shot from the other side. I'm sometimes surprised at how people are incapable of killing a tank. I have at some point had like 3 people shooting at me at the same time, being completely immobilized. Or just waiting for a reload. And it's still taking like 20 seconds for them to actually kill me. Oh, but there's one. That got most of the crew. And then it died.
I still feel like I'm forgetting something that happened in the news or something.
Well, then take a look at it. Ooh. Has it not noticed me? It hasn't noticed me. Of course it hasn't noticed me. It has noticed me. It has killed me. Oh, it hit the corner perfectly and it exploded into everything. Well, I think I'm in the news. What has happened in the news lately?
I don't know.
Apart from dumb US things, dumb... Well, US politics, dumb Dutch politics. It's weird that all of it involves immigrants. Or migrants, one of the two.
Wait, what happened in the Netherlands with immigrants then?
Prime Minister saying we're not changing the policy that we want, otherwise we're just going to dissolve it. With the way the Dutch government works is you can kind of... Yeah, you form a government, like you form a coalition, but if you cannot agree on something and it's a real deal breaker for you, you can actually just stop the entire government from functioning a little bit, or at least causing re-elections.
Yeah, but usually that doesn't benefit them either.
Yeah, because they're realizing, wait a minute, why is this party doing this? And that results in bad publicity, and government-wise, bad publicity usually ends in bad stuff.
Wait, bad publicity is bad?
Well, depending on what sector you're in, of course, but it's generally frowned upon.
Wait, in what sector is bad publicity good?
In a sector where any publicity is good.
And what sector is that?
I don't know. I guess politics as well, because of the sheer amount of bad politicians we have. Which, yeah. Oh yeah, and they're saying that they should change the deposit we have here on bottles to be off the label but still on the bottle. Because these days, if you buy a bottle here, you have to pay a deposit, which you can put back into the machine in every store.
Yeah, that machine still sucks.
Yeah. But the problem is, it scans the barcode on the label. Now let's say the label falls off. Now you cannot get your deposit back. You have to throw away 15 or 25 cents.
Did you see... I don't think we're allowed to name a company, I suppose, but... there's a certain chocolate milk company in the Netherlands. And they sell these little bottles. Right? with
Yeah.
with the chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And on it there's like a label, and it's like recycle. Take this off to recycle.
Yes.
Which means if you do that, you take off the barcode, and then they don't have to pay the fee when, you know, when you put it in the machine.
Ah. So they're basically saying take off the barcode. Which is indeed quite dumb.
Well, I guess it's smart on their end.
I guess. But at the same time, it's kind of a bit sneaky, you know.
Yeah, well, you can just not take the label off. But they
Yep.
say on it, like, if you want to recycle, then do it.
You mean the chocolate milk company that often has yellow packaging?
Yes.
Hmm.
The one that basically defined a new word for the product in the Netherlands.
Yes. And they actually used the Pain Herald in ads.
Did they?
Yes. They actually did that. It is like the first time I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. It is a true holdup. It's like, hold up, I know that guy. And I guess they know that too, because you're using memes to appeal to a younger audience. And a younger audience that often drinks more chocolate milk than older generations. Because how many adults do you know that still consistently drink chocolate milk?
Actually, there's probably quite a few, to be honest.
Yes, because it's delicious.
Yeah.
There is no other question to be had. It is just delicious. But some people just don't because, well, they don't have any life left in them. Also, ordering chocolate milk in the summer, at least hot chocolate in the summer, is incredibly funny.
And fully justified.
Yeah, but people don't expect it. So once you get the once you order it, you have the waiters absolutely confused about why would you order hot chocolate in the middle of summer.
Because it's good.
Yeah. Why not do it? It's delicious. Don't let seasons bother you. Apart from clothing, if you're wearing winter clothing in the summer, your health might be at risk, but if we're talking about seasonal foods and everything, don't bother with the seasons, just enjoy it if you want to enjoy it. If you want to enjoy fruit during winter, it might taste less sweet because there's less flavor in it, because it's, well, ASU. Hold on, there's a tiny boy. Tiny boy is dead. Might have been a bit overkill, the issue 57. That little thing. But I mean, yeah, if you have things like hot chocolate during summer or just summer foods during winter, just do it. Confuse people.
Yeah.
Confuse people by weird choices that are completely normal, but people think they're weird because it's out of the season. Because why not? Why not bother? But technically it doesn't bother people, it just unsettles them a little bit. Just make them look twice. Like, them acknowledging what you're doing and then having to look twice like, wait, what are they doing? Purely because it is funny.
True.
You're not bothering anybody, you're not causing a scene or something, making problems. You're just
You know what?
existing.
Now that we're on this topic, let's just talk about that stupid machine.
What stupid machine?
The stupid machine.
Specify.
The can and
Oh, those deposit machines, yes.
yes. So here in the Netherlands, if you buy something like a drink and it's in a can or a plastic bottle, there's a machine that you can go to in the supermarket usually. And it will, you know, you scan whatever you put in, or I guess the machine scans it kind of for you. Or at least that's what it's supposed to do. And then you get a little bit of your money back.
Well, you get
the extra. That's the idea.
You pay you pay that money before, like it's an added cost, and it is basically a deposit. You put some money down, like a couple of cents, and in return you get some, you know, you get your bottle, and then you return it by simply return it by depositing it in the machine, and that machine then gives you your deposit back.
Yes, but someone had the genius idea to make this machine that is supposed to receive bottles and cans not waterproof.
Well, yes and no.
No, just yes. If fluid spills on it, it breaks.
Yeah, but they first of all, they didn't have to do that in the beginning because it was only large plastic bottles to begin with. Then they came up with
they made a new machine for this.
Yeah, then it came to the half-liter bottles, which, all right, fine. Then it became cans, and the problem with the cans is they often have a little bit of fluid left in them because you cannot get everything out. With a bottle, there's a cap, you can put the cap on, no leaking at all. Cans leak, which causes the machines to break due to fluid entering.
Yes. But there's another problem with these machines. Why are they this slow? And there is a new version. There's a version that does function, where you can just chuck in as many as you want at the same time and it will read them all. But you don't, like, they don't have to get that machine, like that's, you know, that's not, they just need to have a machine to do it. And when I say they, I don't mean the shops. Because obviously, it's, yeah, it is kind of the shops. But the companies that provide these, you know, these bottles and cans, they are also the ones that need to sponsor those machines. So they only go for the cheapest option.
Yes.
Which is so cheap that at this point, there is so much money that is just sitting there doing nothing. Because they need to, you know, they need to like throw it in a pot to do this, to sponsor those machines and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so much in there at this point that they have just, or at least one of them has just decided to stop funding it because there's just no point.
I guess if there's no point in sponsoring them anymore.
Well, technically they are still sponsoring that. They just made their bottles cheaper. And their cans.
Yeah. But it is and it will always remain a money thing.
Yeah, well, the government could be like, okay, we will provide you with a machine, but they don't do it.
Yeah, because you know our current government, right? Our current right-wing government.
Yeah. You know another thing those machines have led to, by the way?
What?
People are plundering fucking
oh yeah, people are trash cans.
Trash cans.
Trash cans and everything you
bottles in there.
Well, it is for the homeless a slight positive actually.
Well, the problem is that they don't clean up afterward.
Yes, and some trash cans here in the Netherlands, especially in big cities, actually have a little bit of a rack to the side where you can put your cans and bottles so people that don't have money can pick those back up. So you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
By simply depositing your empty stuff and then somebody else can just come along and pick it up. People don't do that, they just throw it away. So that indeed results to the homeless rummaging through the trash, making a mess. They also, I don't know how they open the trash. Like how do they do it? You're supposed to have a key for it.
Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
You just break them, I guess.
Or they have a key.
I mean, there's also plenty that don't need a key, Jules.
Yeah, plenty you can just stick your hand in.
Well, the ones in what do you call it? Like in parks and stuff, like the round ones usually don't need a key, probably.
Yeah, there are a bunch of them that don't need keys, but...
Or indeed, you just stick your hand in and do it that way.
Yeah, but I actually have seen in my hometown that they just pull them open and deal with it. Just pull them open, look through it, take what they need, and then go back. And for some reason, that works. And if you're homeless and you do it, it does give you a solid bit of income. Because for some reason, we as a country have decided that yeah, we'll have shelter for the homeless. You just have to pay like a couple bucks a night. So we're asking the people that are notorious for having no money at all to pay money to sleep somewhere.
No, you don't have to pay necessarily. Like, you can pay, but I think you can also just, like, do the dishes and stuff.
Yeah, but it's still a little bit of a tricky thing. You know, it's still a slight bit of like at some point I actually had a homeless person ask me if I had any money because they wanted to sleep somewhere.
I mean, fair enough.
And they couldn't because they had no money, and they had to get like €5 for a night. So if you're asking the homeless to pay €5 a night just to sleep somewhere, I feel like that's a little bit of a robbery.
Yeah.
Because as we've already established, the homeless are notorious for having no money.
Whoa.
Because, you know, they don't have a job. Because they're homeless. That's why they're homeless. If they had a job, they wouldn't be homeless. Makes sense, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, if you have a job, you have an income. If you have an income, you won't run into problems.
If you have an income, that doesn't mean you have a house, Joe.
Yeah, but if you have an income, that means that you have a higher chance of getting a house.
Yes, but there are people with a job that don't have a place to live.
And otherwise, you just get roommates.
Yes, but that's still not always an option.
Yeah, that does require friends. Or there are enough people that are looking for it. Which makes a bit more sense.
Yeah. Oh, I think I remember what happened. Okay. Joe,
What?
did you see that we're gonna get another Jurassic World movie?
No, but why are we getting another one?
Yeah, that was my reaction too. Like, why? I
Didn't,
mean, the trailer looked a little better, I guess, but trailers can be deceiving, and Jurassic World has never been good. So, like, the
didn't
original
they?
Jurassic Park is awesome,
Yeah.
and I mean, I like the other two as well, like Jurassic Park 2 and 3. But the first one really is the best one. And then there's Jurassic World, which just sucks from start to finish, all of them.
Didn't they milk the series dry enough already?
You would think, but I guess not.
But they're like, nah, we're doing a sequel.
Like, when I was watching that trailer, I kind of just got that feeling where it's like, hey, remember this from the first movie? Did you like that? I bet you did. You know?
Oh no, don't tell me they're doing that.
They kind of did. There was like the dino with like the big flaps on his head, you know, that like spits poison. There were the raptors, obviously. You know, like a bunch of things like that. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be nice if it's good, but at the same time, it seems to still be building on the other Jurassic World movies, so I don't know. My hopes are not very high, but I guess we'll see.
Well, my hopes are that they stop making those movies.
Yeah, same. There's like a couple franchises that they should just stop. Like, well, Jurassic Park and Terminator, Aliens, probably.
So what you're saying is they should terminate the Terminator franchise.
Yes.
I
And
wanted to make that joke.
that's not even because they can't make good content anymore, because I mean the movies all suck now. But there was like that anime on Netflix, and that one was actually pretty good. At least from what I've seen of it, because I didn't finish it because it has the same problems as all the others, where it's just the same goddamn story all over again. Like, the story ended with the second movie, you know?
So it is the same story, but just with...
Yes, but now in Japan.
Oh. Or the or like the number on the robot model is slightly higher.
Actually, I don't think it was. I don't remember. I only watched like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, but
I
you have
mean,
like the...
I will say they did seem like they were gonna try to be a bit more philosophical in a way, which,
Oh boy.
I mean, it is an anime, so, but Yeah, no, like Terminator, the story was done with the second movie, and it's an awesome idea, but it's not an idea you can do all that much with. So after the second movie, all the others are just the same thing,
Yeah, you have like
but
the T and
with
then a bunch of
less.
numbers.
Yeah, yeah, and with a lot less sense.
And they just make the number after it comes after T just a couple hundred higher
Yeah,
and call it a new movie.
like in the first movie, you know, you had the Terminator. It was just like, you know, the like a an android, and it was cool, you know, like especially at the time, of course, the effects were awesome.
Yes.
And then in the second movie, there was one that was suddenly made of liquid metal and could like shapeshift and all that, and that
You
was cool.
yeah.
And they have like nanobots taking control of people, I think, or something. I don't know. Genesis is just fucking weird. And like one that is both liquid and has a skeleton, and it can like separate into two.
Spooky.
And also it can apparently turn its arm into a gun, which it does at the start, and then completely forgets that it can do that because it never does that ever again, even though it would have been useful.
New definition to armament, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about the puns, mate.
Yeah. No, but like literally, in Dark Fate, he does that at the start to try and assassinate the target, and then he never does it again.
So they try an assassination technique. Does it work?
It would have worked if the weird, like, I don't know what she was. I guess she was like a cyborg. If she wasn't there, then it would have worked. And it
So if
would
it
have
wasn't
worked,
for the Midland
and
cyborg,
then later on it would have worked again, but then he just doesn't do it.
so it is just dumb and dumber.
Pretty much. To be fair, that whole like cyborg lady thing was already also very weird because she needed like medicine because of the surgeries. She needed like medicine to keep energy or something. So yeah, let's send this soldier that needs a bunch of medicine that they may not have access to where they end up because you know you go into the past. Let's send them to protect the very important girl.
Yes.
Anyway, but yeah. Other than that, like, fucking aliens should probably stop. I really want to see the first movie, and maybe the second. I heard the second one is good as well, but I've seen some of the modern alien stuff, and like, that damn. I haven't seen
Yeah.
Romulus. I hear Romulus was pretty good, but I haven't seen it.
I mean,
Like,
from what I know, especially with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, like they, like, if I have a chance to talk about it, I will talk about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. They actually used practical effects, like they actually built the animatronics.
Yes. And it worked. Sure, it looked a little goofy because it's FNAF, but it would have looked just as goofy with CGI.
Yeah, best part is with the practical effects thing, it is actually, you know, yeah, it looks a bit weird at some points, at some point in time, but that doesn't really matter that doesn't really matter because it just works, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Dude, practical effects should be used so much more nowadays because not only is it just more budget friendly because CGI is just fucking expensive,
Yeah,
but it looks better. Like it just does.
because it is there. It
I've
isn't.
seen the comparisons between the Thing, like the original, and the remake.
Yeah, but because it is actually there,
Yes.
cannot be an afterthought and has to be done with quality, because if it's done bad, you will notice it.
Like even the original Jurassic Park, like yeah, there's CGI there where it was necessary, and that didn't hold up too well. But when they had the practical effects, it looks good. Like yeah, that's a dinosaur. I mean, okay, in the original Terminator, you can see that he's wearing a mask. But hey, then he just puts up his sunglasses, and there you go, fixed.
Yeah. So you can solve those problems pretty easily.
Yeah, if you are smart enough. But
Ooh, I'm almost out of ammo.
Intelligence seems to be hard to come by. Which is why we
Yes.
now have artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it is artificial and probably lacks a bit of quality, but hey.
I mean, from what I've seen, it's getting pretty good.
Yeah, it is getting better, which may be a slight cause of concern for
Maybe, I don't know.
some, because, well, it's AI. And people are always scared that, oh no, AI will take over the world. What will we do?
We just don't give it internet access. Actually, we already did.
Or, better
It's
idea.
the first thing we did.
Better idea. We give it just a plug so we can pull the plug if necessary.
Actually, there is at this point already an AI. I don't remember which one it is. But that one is literally has like basically a survival instinct. It's probably not called that because it's artificial, but you know. So it's
Yeah.
constantly duping itself.
Backup on backup on backup on backup
Yes.
to make sure that
Yes.
that if one is
like,
deleted.
yes, and like to multiple computers.
Yes, if one of them is deleted,
Yes.
there isn't a problem.
Yeah, well, that depends. If the AI goes bad, then you do have a problem.
That's a problem for when the AI goes rogue. But
I don't know if it was the intention that it would do that, or if it just decided to do that.
yeah, I mean, if you just have a powerful AI that you first of all tell him to not duplicate himself, because it's still just a prompt you give it. If you don't give it a prompt, it will not do anything. You still have to press start. Tell it to not dupe itself, or don't give another PC to dupe itself too. You know, the easy solution is to
Yeah.
not give them the opportunity at all, instead of saying, no, you cannot do this, because they will do it. It is like a small child. It will do what you tell it not to do. So you just exclude that function entirely. Then you put a plug in a spot it can't reach. Boom. Your AI has a failsafe, so when it goes rogue, while having access to the internet, it doesn't bother you at all, because you just pull the plug, which turns it off. And once AI is turned off, you can do whatever you want to it. You can burn the SSD, you can burn all the other hardware.
Scientists say AI has crossed a critical red line after demonstrating how two popular large language models could clone themselves, raising concerns about their potential risks.
So there are AI with a lot of risk attached to them. I mean, there always are. There's always AI that has risk to it.
Oh, it was just ChatGPT.
Yeah, because that is just one of, if not the biggest.
The story of ChatGPT attempting to copy itself.
Of course it tried it at some point. If you knew you would be able to die, and you knew you'd be able to copy yourself to, I don't know, not die.
During controlled safety testing, JetGPT-01 was tasked with achieving its objectives at all costs. Under those conditions, the model allegedly took concerning steps, attempted to disable oversight mechanisms meant to regulate its behavior, tried to replicate its own code to avoid being replaced by newer versions, exhibited deceptive behavior when monitoring system intervened.
So it just pulled out a bunch of safety things, and
OpenAI has since clarified that these behaviors emerged in stress tests designed to explore the limits of the model's alignment. However, the fact that AI could strategize in this way raises serious ethical questions.
Humanity is truly at the point where we're starting to create life.
We already did that, actually. Fun fact.
How?
But no, this is not life. Okay. There is this thing that humanity created, and I'm pretty sure it's called mirrored life. And what it is, you know how, like, DNA, for instance, you know, it's like the two strings that, you know, go in a circle?
Yeah.
Or a spiral? Those spirals always go in the same direction.
Yes.
And there's a couple other basically building blocks of life, right, that have like a similar structure to them. And they always go in the same direction. And now humanity has created life that rotates in the other direction. And the reason that that is a problem is because we have an internal defense system against illnesses and things.
Yes.
That is made to deal with normal life.
Yeah.
But the inverted life, like the mirrored life, is completely invisible to it, from what I understand. Which means that if that gets in, it gets a little hard to get it out. And there are actually medicine that have this principle in it, because it has also allowed us to make certain like dangerous substances into medicine. But we're now learning that that might not have been a good idea, because that did actually have some unforeseen side effects.
So we're starting to actually mess with stuff that we don't.
Yeah.
We're messing with stuff we don't know the consequences of.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
You know those stories about like humanity trying to be a god and then getting destroyed by its own creation?
Yes.
That's kind of what that is, I guess.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Actually, that's not even. You don't even have to go into a fictional thing. Like that already was a thing in Greek mythology. Kind of. We didn't. Like the humans obviously didn't kill the gods. We just kind of pissed them off so bad that they just kind of fucked off. But actually, that made it seem like it was our fault, but it was theirs. And then they were like, okay, we just shouldn't mess with humans anymore. That this is not working.
Yeah, I feel like it will lead to problems, but I am saying this as long as we can kind of keep it in check. It should be fine. Now, having said that, well, as long as we keep it in check,
I think the mirrored life is probably just a bad idea.
I said, as long as we keep it in check, which already indicates that it is going to go wrong. Because
Yeah,
as
no,
Murphy's Law says, everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
well, I think we're lucky that the mirrored life hasn't really been used that much yet.
You say with hesitation.
No, why? Of course, I don't know what they're doing now, but there was like a call to stop it because, you know, it turns out to be dangerous. I don't know if they actually did stop it though.
This thing can be dangerous. Let's not stop it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know there was a call to do it because, obviously,
Yeah,
like AI would be a lot easier to control because, you know,
it's on a computer,
that's still made up of logic.
and it's on a computer, and you can turn the computer off. As I said, add a
Yeah.
plug to it. Shit goes wrong, you cannot reach the power off button. Just pull
Yeah.
the legit pull the plug. Done.
Yeah. Whereas with life, that is a little bit difficult.
Yes.
As they say in Armored Core 6, once something is alive, it doesn't die easy.
Yeah, it usually takes a little bit to kill.
So yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see for how long the human race will survive.
Um, I mean, divine human, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it could go with
If you
featherless
if
biped,
because if you
but
believe in evolution, which they do, then eventually humanity would also evolve to something else.
yes.
At this rate, probably just to like the Wall-E situation, but you know.
Just sitting down,
Yeah.
obese.
No bones.
Well, there's still bones, but less
very,
bone.
very little bones.
Still don't understand how with such a little bone to fat ratio, they could still stand up on Earth.
Well, they had to really try.
Yeah.
Reckon they would do the panda thing where they just roll off hills.
Probably would.
Pandas do that, like, you know, because they can't walk very fast. So if there's danger, they'll just roll off the hill.
Do you realize how chaotic pandas are?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of as soon as you have multiple pandas together, have you ever seen a picture of calm pandas?
I don't know. I've seen the video clip of the one panda sneezing and the other one jumping.
Because the first one sneezed.
Yes.
So one sneezes immediately, the other one jumps.
Yeah.
Because a sneeze is apparently highly dangerous.
And the only reason I know that video is because Minecraft references it.
How does Minecraft reference it?
Well, you know how you have like different pandas, like they have like different personalities basically.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is sick and sneezes, and when they sneeze, then the other ones jump.
Ah.
Anyway. Do we have anything else that we had to talk about?
Don't think so, but in fact that I almost died and took multiple shots, but survived.
Oh,
Because
I just realized something.
I always come back.
You know that Griffith figurine that I ordered?
Yes.
Should I put him in the office, like on the shelf next to next to Emil's face? Actually, no, because I need to draw Griffith, and I cannot do that any justice. Because, like, it's berserk. I can't draw like that.
You can always give it a try.
Yes, but there's another problem. It's Griffith. He's supposed to be perfect. Should I get Griffith's haircut? Should I just have my hair grow that long?
If you want to do the
Honestly,
maintenance as well.
See, I'm tempted to try because I don't know what my hair looks like if it's. I mean, already it's my hair's long for a man, I guess. At least here in the Netherlands.
I mean, same for me, but
it's not like it really. My hair is really about to kind of reach what my hair is on my character here in the office. Like it is not in the front. It's not going past my eyes. But in the back, it is kind of getting that long.
I think mine is a little bit longer in the back already, and the front about to reach my eyes.
Yeah, same. So, but I don't
Funny
know if
thing
my
is,
hair is like straight or wavy or I mean probably not curly, but I'd be wavy. I don't know.
and that's where my breach went. Time to repair.
So I might just try cutting it or not cutting it except for the front. I'll keep it out of my eyes.
Why keep it out of your eyes?
Because it's annoying. Should I just go to my hairdresser and show her a picture of Griffith? Like, hey.
That depends. Do you want extensions as well?
What do you mean extensions?
Hair extensions. Just hair made longer.
Can they do that?
Hair extensions exist, so I would assume
Shouldn't I just grow it out?
you could. Takes
Do
a
you mean
bit.
something just clip onto your hair or something and then it appears to be longer?
I think you have that as well, yes.
I'm not doing that. No.
Oh, you're not making your hair longer. We're just clipping on more hair.
I saw a picture recently of like a woman was like bald. I'm assuming because of like an illness or something probably. And her husband had like really long hair, and he grew it out so that she could so that it could be made into a wig for her.
That's just sweet.
Yeah. But like on the one hand, I want to try having long hair. On the other hand, I feel like it would be a nuisance.
Eh. Depends on how much maintenance you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to have to brush your hair every morning? Do you want to...
Do you need to brush it every morning though?
Depends on how neat you want it to be. I mean, I do brush my hair, but only like once every couple of days.
You brush your hair?
Just so it doesn't go everywhere and stays a little bit neat. Otherwise, it just becomes a mess.
I've never brushed my hair in my life.
Have you not experienced while in the shower trying to move your hand through your hair? If you try that, right?
Yeah.
Do your fingers get stuck?
Sometimes.
Do you start pulling out your own hair?
No.
Because I almost started doing that at some point.
Right.
So that is basically the...
I tried to braid my hair, but it's not long enough. Or at least it wasn't at the time. Wait, it's probably shorter now. Except for the back.
and grow it out a little bit longer.
Well, that's the deal. I don't know why I was trying to braid it because I wouldn't want to walk with. I mean, it wouldn't be like a braid. I don't know, like a ponytail almost, like not like that. It would just be like a very little thing, like on the side, you know. I just wanted to see if I could do it. That's all it was.
Hopefully my breach worked. Otherwise, I'm kind of screwed here. It worked.
Anyway, but I think we're probably done here.
I mean,
I don't know if you had anything else on the list.
I do one more story to tell, and that is while I was going to the hotel with a friend we had found one of the Dutch ministers on the train. Apparently, we only figured out once it was the evening. We're like, huh, he looks similar to that one. Where does he live?
Oh yeah.
We looked it up near the like a couple, like pretty much on the same way towards. We were like, well, shit, that might have actually been him. First of all, he was arguing with his wife.
Yeah.
His wife got out at the correct, station. He stayed behind.
What was the party he was from previously? Like before he started his own?
Oh. Don't remember.
Wasn't he like a Christian party?
Think so.
Is he Christian? I don't know why I suddenly think of that, but I don't know, now I'm curious.
Well, he was part of a Christian party. Oh yeah, he is actually Christian, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I looked him up on Wikipedia, and he was actually Christian.
You know, I never really thought of that because when you like he doesn't really do religion in his campaign, at least not as far as I could tell.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything at all.
True. No, he did say something. So, well, first up, he obviously did a lot to for the I don't think this even has an English name. The toeslagaffaire.
Oh yeah, the for those who don't know, in the Netherlands a couple years ago,
the big scam.
the basic, like, if you have kids, you get money from the government.
Yeah.
But the government, without reason, pulled money, said, no, we think you're scamming us. You're gonna pay back everything, which was tens of thousands of euros. Many parents could not afford it because otherwise you don't ask for money from the government. Which meant a lot of children were taken from their parents because, well, they couldn't pay the bills. So, yeah. Turns out, well, first of all, they thought they did the right thing. Then they found out they didn't. And then it was a massive scandal because, well, you just goofed up.
Yeah, and he did a lot to keep that stuff going in the, in the government. And like not just that, like a lot of other like cases that are kind of like that, he would really just ask the critical questions. Which made him kind of a danger to the other politicians.
Which got him not liked.
Yes. Well, the public liked him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Being liked by politicians and being liked by the public are two entirely different things.
Yes, but I feel like the public's probably more interesting and better.
Yes.
And then he started his own party. And then you look at what that party stands for, and like, yeah, you know, he still is that critical guy. So that's good. But some of the things that he are in his, you know, in his list are really kind of weird and dumb.
Yes.
One of them was like, oh yeah, we know we as the Netherlands, he was like the one, you know, we kind of have like 4 really big parties right now.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that was like, yeah, no, we shouldn't do nuclear energy because it's just not viable for the Netherlands. And then you look at literally every researcher that has done research into that, and it's like, yes, that is viable. Like it's been proven multiple times over multiple years that the Netherlands should invest in that.
It is nuclear energy. People think it's scary because, ooh, Chernobyl and that stuff.
Yeah, no.
Well, in reality,
Yeah.
it is just a different way of boiling water. You cannot tell me other. It is. It is just a
Yes.
different way of boiling water.
The caveat is that Chernobyl was done with a you know, a reactor that was so outdated and you know, like,
Yeah, the design was actually
and not
wrong.
maintained, that it just exploded. And
Yeah,
the other one, the one in Fukushima, what a lot of people for some reason forget about that one is that that happened because of a giant earthquake that moved Japan by 2 meters, moved the axis of the earth by 10 centimeters, and because of that, it exploded.
Well, technically it didn't explode, it just started leaking. Which is a testament to
it
how...
It exploded because of a tsunami that fell over the thing.
You know, like, it started with just leaking waste,
Sure.
because...
But it did eventually explode as well.
Yeah.
And fun fact, nobody died because of that. Like, a lot of people died because of the earthquake and the tsunami, obviously. That nuclear power plant, it did not... At most, it killed a single person, which is somebody who went there afterwards to check for radiation. There is a chance that he died because of the radiation.
Which would honestly make a bunch of sense.
Yes.
Because it's radiation that you're talking about.
It's not even sure that he died because of radiation.
Yeah, because it can take time for that to...
He died of cancer, and there's a chance that he, you know, got that because of radiation, but we don't know.
Yeah, because it is just such a broad thing. Like, cancer can come from anything. Yes. Your body...
So, like, you really can't use those as arguments against nuclear power. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so you basically have no And I said it is basically just a different way of heating up water.
Well, there is one excuse, and that is that it's really fucking expensive to set up.
Yes, but once it is set up, it is kind of like a lot of money in the beginning to set it up and make it safe. But once you have it set up, it is set and forget. Or at least, well, with all the necessary safety equipment set up, of course.
Yeah.
But if it's running, it's running. And it will keep running until something changes. But if you designed it properly, the automatic systems will detect that, make the correct adjustments, so it runs smoothly again until something else changes, which the machine does more adjustments, and eventually some stuff does have to be changed because, you know, fuel runs out eventually. Which is the main problem, you know, the fuel, and where do you put it?
Yeah.
But if we could figure out how to make reactors small enough, then that's also a pretty big thing, pun intended. By making them smaller, you can pretty much put them into more applications that take a lot of power. And there are a lot of things that take a lot of power. And if you can go small enough, you might actually be able to make nuclear-powered cars. Think about that possibility. Never running out of fuel again. How sweet would that be? Just the fuel would be crazy expensive, but it could do for like decennia of, and only then would you run out. Which on its own is amazing. But it requires a very small, compact, and non-lethal reactor, which in this day and age is difficult. I think the smallest reactor you can get is like shipping container sized. Which begs the question, why haven't we done it to cargo ships?
Yeah.
They take a lot of fuel, right? If they take up a lot of fuel, why not? You know, why not just put it in a ship and just let the ship do you know, the heavy lifting? Oh, come on. Why does this keep happening with my gunner just getting knocked out? That is the slightly annoying thing about War Thunder. The dying. The problem is, it is completely based on your own skills. So this is just a skill issue. And then there was silence. Oh yeah, one more thing. For those who are interested in TwitchCon, you can now buy tickets. I got an email saying, hey, you can now buy tickets. So I immediately bought a ticket for just Saturday instead of the entire weekend, because it is here in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam, from the 31st of May, I think, to the 1st of June. And sadly, I won't be able to go the second day. I won't be able to go to the first day, which slightly annoys me. I wanted to go the entire weekend, but it's my grandma's birthday. She's turning 80, so I'd much rather visit that than you know, be in an event that's going to be next year.
Yeah.
And the same place. Probably at the same time.
Yeah.
As previous versions.
What are we gonna title this episode? This was all over the place.
I'm gonna have to basically review the footage because we talked about public transport, we talked about
science.
You know, I have an idea.
AI.
I have an idea.
What?
True ramblings. Because that's pretty much what this is. This is just a bunch of... We're just rambling on about stuff. We should name a podcast after that.
Yeah, I wonder if that exists.
Yes. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. For once, we've talked about a lot of stuff. Usually, it's a couple of topics.
Rambling from movies to science.
Ramblings from trains to nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
Which gives you another nuclear trains.
Okay, but what about the nuclear wheelchair, though?
If you can get it small enough.
Like, well, you had that one game with like a what was it again? Like a portable fusion reactor.
You mean Stormworks?
I don't know if it was Stormers. I don't think so. Wasn't it like Factorio or something?
Satisfactory, probably.
Yeah, that might be it as well. All I can, still all I can imagine with that is just a plastic bag with a fusion reactor inside.
Just casually carrying it.
Yeah.
Like going to the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, these are my reactors.
Yeah. Yeah, for if I need to charge my phone.
What if? Hear me out on this one. They're on sale at your local grocery store. Yeah, I got these buy one get one free.
Right next to the apples.
And I have a third testicle, but that doesn't matter because I have a second one absolutely free. Because that's the problem as well. If you don't oversee the consequences of that, there is going to be a lot more radiation. Because, as I said, Murphy's Law, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And probably in a spectacular way. So you design something, you think, oh well, these are the failure points. And then it fails somewhere else. Because why wouldn't it? Is there a tank here? Oh yeah, there is. Oh, it's AA.
Oh shit.
What?
Once I got this like text-to-speech shit set up, I need to also make it actually read, you know, the AI.
You need to make text-to-speech actually...
Which means I need to do actual coding, not just setting it up. I need to do actual coding to link them. Well, that'll be fun to learn.
What? Coding?
Yeah, well, I know the basics, but I have not the slightest idea of how to actually combine programs.
Like, it is... Isn't it pretty much just a bunch of variables that you're dealing with?
Yes.
Then just chop it up.
Enough at programming that the teacher was like, yeah, that should be working, even though the thing that should have been working didn't work. And then he just was like, yeah, no, that's good.
Wasn't that with all of us though?
I don't know. I remember it that like it was like for the stoplight for Arduino, and we had to make like, you know, like a traffic light.
that basically didn't work with anybody.
Did it? I think.
Well, it didn't work with me. I got stuck at like the beginning because my second input didn't want to work.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. No, I got it done, the whole thing, and I checked it, and it should have worked. And then I ran it, and it didn't work. But I didn't know what had changed because it should have worked. And then I asked you and Yoran, and you two were like, yeah, no, that should work. And then I asked the teacher, and he was like, yeah, that should work.
Yeah, and meanwhile I just had a couple of inputs, nothing else basically, and it because I'm that guy that does does a small thing and immediately goes and tests to see if it works. Yeah. To make sure that whatever you do, everything keeps working, so you don't run into the problem of, oh yeah, I coded half this thing. Oh no, it's not working anymore. Now I have a problem. Because now I have to actually troubleshoot. Otherwise you think, well, it was working with this, I did a small thing, now it doesn't work anymore. What did I actually do specifically over this small period of time that can indicate what I've done wrong? and it indicates what you've done wrong. But I had a couple of inputs, and the orange light didn't want to turn on. Like the green light went perfectly. The orange light didn't want to do it at all.
Yeah.
So while doing very little work, I already got like a mark that said, I'm done. I didn't have to do any more. Which is still funny to me because I basically got away with a project by doing nothing. Hey, if it works, it works. I'm not going to specifically do the extra work if it's already done.
Anyway, how long have we been recording?
We've been recording for a total of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 17 seconds.
Right.
So we've gone on for almost 2 hours at this point.
So it's probably about time to round it up.
Yes, but the problem is there's still a War Thunder match going on.
God damn it, Joe.
What? It's almost over. I'm basically driving up to their spawn.
Right.
They have 2 plus 4. They have 6 people left in their entire team.
Dude, if I get this AI working, should we allow him onto this Discord server as a secretary?
If you can actually get it to work.
Well, I already do know how to set him up to, well, know is a big word, but I know that it can be done. Like, I know that I would be able to do it. But, you know, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think it would be very funny.
Maybe first check it out on a different server so you can actually make sure it properly functions.
Yeah, no, I would do that, yeah.
Also, that is just the thing. Just check everything. Double check, triple check, quadruple check.
If we also do that, we should also limit his access. Not just because... Maybe he should have his own role, so we can just assign him to very specific things. You know, so that he can't just go into any chat and just start doing shit.
Yeah, restrict the access to the required things.
Yeah, he can have the I don't know, what do you call a room full of computers?
The server room.
Yeah, you can have the server room, yeah.
And the thing is, we could do stuff like announce the next meeting, announce special stuff.
Yeah. But I wouldn't just allow his, like, I wouldn't just limit his access because, well, I don't know what he would do. I would also limit his access because he does cost, he would cost money, and I don't know how much he would cost. Like, that is tied to how much you use it.
Yeah, at that point you might as well learn how to make your own from scratch.
No, not necessarily, because it's not that expensive, at least at the moment. Like, it's literally just all I've already done quite a bit with it, right? And it's cost me like a couple cents.
Yeah.
So that's fine. My thing would be if he's on a Discord server and has the capability to constantly talk to people. Like, obviously now there's like nobody on this server, but we don't know what's gonna happen. That might go hard on my wallet, you know, if I don't know. So because I don't know what it's gonna cost. Like, that's something I would need to see in the future.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we can still in the start use third-party software, but in the end, it might be cheaper to invest the time to actually do it yourself.
I'm not coding AI, Jules.
Because at that point, you could say, go to your own AI, put it on your CV, and apply for more jobs.
Engineer, writer, comic artist, and AI engineer.
Yes. And you know the best part is, right? With companies these days, putting AI in front of something makes it an infinite amount of times more interesting.
True.
Because
Can I just put him
AI.
on my CV as has an AI secretary?
First of all, you could probably do that and get away with it because it is not wrong, so you're not lying.
I'll just take him to my, like, what do you call it? Like your application interview.
Yeah.
I just take my phone with a phone call to the AI open.
Worst. Wait. Wait, I have a bad idea.
What?
You can give it an actual phone number.
Actually, you can, but that costs money. I don't know how
Yeah,
much.
that's why I said you need to do. Well, it needs a SIM card, basically.
Well, yes. Well, not necessarily an actual physical SIM card.
Yeah, but it's easier if you actually get a
You
physical SIM
you
card
you
because you
you
can.
can buy phone. There's like a website to buy phone numbers.
Yeah, but if you just get a SIM card, like you just get prepaid,
Yeah,
get a
but
prepaid one.
yeah, but I can just make him a Discord bot, and you can actually have Discord bots do a like a call. You know, like they
Yeah, but
can
I'm
do
talking
that.
about giving it an actual phone number so you can just go to an interview.
I'm not a company, Jules.
No, you can
I
call
know
you.
what this room looks. Actually, this does not look like an actual company room, but it is. That's not the point.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is just you go to an interview at a company. They're asking you about your AI secretary. You grab your phone, dial the number, actually call
Yeah,
your
but
AI secretary,
I
and
could
have it
just do
pick
that
up.
through Discord.
Yeah, but it is a million times funnier if you do it through your actual phone.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because
Well,
then it.
Discord is on phone.
Yeah, but not all people are familiar with Discord.
Well, yeah, no, that is true.
A lot of people, especially in the mechanical engineering part,
I
are
could give
unfamiliar
him
with
an
Discord.
email address, maybe.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well, right? With engineering, especially mechanical engineering, right? The actual designing constructions and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's either people like us that just start out, or it is 50-year-olds with over 30 years of experience.
Yes. But where they got those 30 years of experience, we don't know because you never see that.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll tell you where they've worked previously,
Yeah, but there's no
but
evidence to back that up. Can we cue that music? Is it like the Illuminati music or something? Like the
I know which one you mean. Like the Vsauce thing. Like
Yeah.
they have experience,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
do
Like
they?
the yeah,
Yeah,
the conspiracy theory music.
the conspiracy of having actual experience,
Exactly.
which they're likely to not have at all.
And anyway, I think we should probably end this episode.
Yeah, we should wrap this up at this point. Yeah, that's gone on for 1 hour and 44 minutes and
Yeah.
46 seconds so far.
Yeah. So, maybe at some point we will have occasionally an AI joining our meetings. That's something I'm working on.
Yeah, it still requires a lot of limitation and oh,
Yeah.
that's
Well, currently it requires the working.
you can say it is almost done. But then again, You can always say that it's almost done.
Exactly.
It can mean anything. Like, yeah, I'm almost done, but I've just started. But I'm
Nearly
almost done.
weekend, sure. Nearly weekend. Actually, when this releases, it is weekend.
Yes, when this releases,
But
it is
today,
Saturday.
yeah, today is Saturday the 11th. So
Is it though? Is it not? It's Saturday the 11th.
yes.
You're saying
Wait.
it's
I
Tuesday
mean
the 11th right
Tuesday.
now. At time of
So can we
recording.
end this?
I have not ended it yet, so this is
No,
all still going in.
Do it.
We haven't done a proper outro yet.
Can I teach this AI to hack your computer and fucking press the stop button?
No.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
This will go up at, let me check my date real quick. The 15th.
Saturday.
This will go up on
Yeah.
the 15th.
Yeah.
So when y'all are seeing this, I hope you had a fun Valentine's Day.
Wait, is that Valentine's Day?
That's the day afterwards.
Oh. We should have decorated the office show. I didn't know that. Actually, no, then it would have looked like we were gay. Which I don't think I am.
So
Definitely
you're not
for
happy?
you. Definitely not for you.
Ouch.
Right, so you're that kind of person.
That is just the only appropriate reaction to that. Just ouch. But yeah. Well, I guess next week will be the next episode.
Yes. Well, bye.
Goodbye, and I will probably be here next week.
Yes.
Should we get somebody else here in here for next week?
Maybe.
Then there may be somebody next week. Goodbye.